Well, it's great to have the great Paul Finebaum with us from the SEC Network, ESPN, and of course White Station High School as well. How many people introduce you that way?
Nobody. And you know, I always get choked up. I was in Memphis earlier this year doing a touchdown club, and it really it got to me because I don't get back there much anymore. I don't have any family there. But it is always special to be part of Memphis.
Awesome. Well, always great to have you back. I was watching the show yesterday, had a very interesting conversation with Jimbo Fischer. You talked a lot about it the rest of the show. He was pretty honest with some things, had some interesting things to say. He's the most interesting coach in the league this year, isn't he?
I think he is, and I mean, that's the kind of interview I would have preferred to do it and then clip it and make it 8 or 9 minutes versus 22 minutes or whatever it was. I felt like I was drowning in the ocean at times. But that's part of live television, and I took a dangerous but necessary approach instead of just asking him who's your quarterback and all that. I mean, everybody already knows that. I just thought let's try to talk to him a little bit, and I think another 20 or 30 minutes I might have gotten something out of him.
Yeah. and it's interesting because we're waiting. Are you kind of I'll believe it when I see it with A&M right now?
Yeah, I mean, I do believe that they are going to be a lot better, not because of all the excuses that he made yesterday, but they have talent. And I think at the core, he's a good coach. I think he was smart to bring Bob Petrino in, though.
If not Georgia this year, who?
Well, I would probably say Alabama. There's no foundation to that, though. I mean, you can't justify that by if you take out the word, well, Nick Saban's still there, you probably would lose in debate class. But I do think the schedule is pretty favorable for them. Having the LSU game at home matters, and they're another team that has a lot of talent. It's just a matter of whether they can find a quarterback.
And obviously in the West, everybody's saying, LSU, I guess, could give Alabama a run. They won the West last year. Is Ole Miss a sneaky team?
Hey, maybe. I mean, they've got the best running back in the league. They have a very good coach, but I will say, quite honestly, I'll believe that when I see it. And when was the last time Lane Kiffin won a big game?
And it's weird too. Ole Miss, like a lot of teams in the league, including Alabama, quarterback position. How are we evaluating quarterbacks now that they all are just coming in from somewhere else and have to get right in and fit in?
Well, I mean, that is his specialty, and I trust him in that regard. It's just a matter of making the right choice. You're going to lose some, and I don't think he really cares, though.
In the East, are you a Josh Heupel believer?
I am. Yeah, I mean,
he's been great, hasn't he?
I think he's. I think he's near genius when it comes to offensive philosophy. And I think he's now finally getting a lot of the pieces around him. And I think Joe Milton's certainly serviceable enough.
Do you like the new rules for football, the transfer portal, the NIL? Are these things all positive for football, or will it create chaos like we're seeing in basketball?
Well, no, nothing's as bad as college basketball right now. I don't mind the chaos because, I mean, before this, everybody was cheating. They just weren't advertising it.
It is interesting to have those conversations now and just talk about it like it's, well, he's getting this much money, and we don't. It doesn't even faze us anymore.
Yeah, and it was a Jeremy Pruitt situation the other day where he was, well, what did he do that you're not doing now? Well, the difference was there were actually rules then. But none of that matters. I began my career as an investigative reporter. You could go on probation in the '80s for a free T-shirt.
The bagel, the cream cheese, right?
Yeah. Now they'll if you don't offer enough money, you leave.
What's the biggest story from now till the season starts?
I think it's about Alabama because you have the most iconic coach in the history of the game. And questions are being asked.
Paul, man, great to see you. And come back to Memphis whenever you can. Appreciate your time. Thank you.